So, if you're watching us on the playback, hello. Time to run some links. So, how's everybody doing out there? It's been a while, man. I have been busy on like tons of other crap. Tell you what, man. It is not a lie. Not a lie. Turn this bad boy around. Why? Because my office is the base of my operations. That's why. There we go. There we go. Holy crap. Link. So, let's see. I'm not prepared, obviously. But I don't care. Sometimes not being 100% prepared is half the fun. Go now. Go to my live cast. There's a chopper waiting. Get to the chopper. Just rise. So embarrassing. Man, I only have 40 likes on my Facebook page. Facebook.com/Aphrodite's Crush Entertainment. Do it. Do it now. Copy and paste. Yeah. The chopper. Get to the chopper. There we go. Go now. Matter of fact, let's see if my little brother is on the horn here. Let's see. I think he's probably at work though. More than likely he's at work. If not, he'd probably bounce on this right now. Man, lighting sucks in here. I had to get like even like a cheap light, just like right over here in this corner. Which kind of sucks because like up here in this corner is where I have the door leading up to my room here. Like, this is, of course, my home office. Let's see. So while I'm getting everything set up and linking out and everything, man, I've been off doing tons of crap, just tons of stuff. Working 2 jobs there for a little while, so I didn't really have a lot of time to do this. I mean, I was doing my podcast, which is over on the other channel, Douglas Russell. You know, if you go to Aphrodite's Crush Entertainment Facebook page, you'll see that. I got that posted. Like, it's been a while since I've done one because my schedule has been so hectic. But we're actually going to be taking. We used to have the podcast on iTunes, which I really enjoy doing it on Podomatic. That was my provider, and worst comes to worst, bandwidth costs and podcast costs kind of catch up with you over time. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be doing it through Podomatic. We're pretty much just going to be live casting it for now. We're going to be doing it Google Hangout style, straight up on that page, and that's it. I've already got my past episodes archived here on my computer, but I just need a place to put them. So there's that. But it's how it goes sometimes. I mean, I don't have the extra cashola to drop on XYZ when I'm not working the second job anymore. So, thank goodness YouTube is free. I like YouTube being free. Hopefully you guys do too. If we can get the Killer Kane on, then we can actually have a little bit of a gaming discussion tonight, which I'm actually hoping for that. Looks like he's not going to answer me yet. But we're going to invite him. We are going to invite him. Yeah. Which it won't be hard to do. Won't be hard. Here we go. Invitation. So, show you a couple books I just picked up the other day. First off, it's a book that I've been meaning to pick up for a while. Well, actually, both of these I've been meaning to pick up for a while. First off is Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. And after I'm done with this, will be Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. Why? Why not? I've heard some pretty good stuff about this one. That's going to be a good one to get into. Second off is this here, Corey Taylor, Funny Thing Happened on the Way to Heaven, or How I Made Peace with the Paranormal and Stigmatized Zealots and Cynics in the Process. His first book, Seven Deadly Sins, is fantastic. I haven't even finished it yet. It's fantastic. So, if you're a big fan of Corey Taylor, like I am, like I'm a big Slipknot fan, Stone Sour fan, pretty much anything he does because it's freaking gold, pick up his books. New York Times bestseller. Do it now. So, those are two books I'm going to be reading, and I might do a review on here on the channel. I'm not sure yet. So, let's see. Let's see if we can get him on the horn. You're eating up airtime. Just to let you know. You're not answering your phone.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 5, 6.
Man. So, we'll see if Killer Kane pops on here. But, man, just a whole bunch of stuff to go through, man. I got games I'm going to be doing for you guys. I got to do more of my bodybuilding updates for you guys. I got movies to cover. I got a whole crap ton of music and DVDs, and oh my gosh. And, well, first thing I'll go ahead and kind of give you guys, of course, today is today. I downloaded the iOS 8. I gotta tell you, I'm actually impressed so far. So I'm gonna go over just a couple things I like and I don't like about iOS 8 on here. I do hear that Mavericks is available for my Mac Mini, but I didn't want to spend all the time downloading tonight. Maybe tomorrow. One thing I do like about this, which is fantastic, is it gives a little bit more versatility to the operating system. It's not faster, to be honest. I mean, I got the 5S, and it's not particularly faster, at least not yet. I did have to delete some music to be able to download it. It required like 5 gigs, even though the actual update was only a little over a gig. But it it gives a little bit more versatility to what you do. Like for instance, when you install it, you automatically get tips, podcasts, and health built in. You're probably not going to see this on the screen, but no, you actually, yeah, can't see it. About that, we'll do that. Okay, there you go. So what you see here is the Tips app. It says, "Do more with iPhone. Get new tips from Apple each week." Even that's a little bit too much. Here, we'll go back to this. So this is kind of what it does. You get started or start learning, and then it gives you um, things that are good to know. Which, for someone who is not the newest, kind of come under to all of the new features, and well, even not just for Apple people like us. I'm talking just in general. People who, number one, this is their first smartphone, or number two, they just jumped over from Android and they're like, it's going to be a nice adaptation tool for people who are unfamiliar with the format. Which, let's face it, there's a good amount of people out there who have no idea still what to do with an iPhone. It's the truth. Or what to do with an iPad, or what to do with an iPod. Simple fact. So it's going to be a nice adaptation tool. Podcast is really nice. I'm not sure that I'm really digging the whole already built into the operating system. Yeah, it's only a couple megabytes, but still. Um, you know, some of us don't do podcasts. Good amount of the population have no use for podcasts. But those of us who do, it's nice to not have to sit there going to iTunes, downloading this, and I gotta search for it. No, it's there. It's ready to go because podcasting is becoming more and more of a thing these days. The health, if you're into that, it's good. If you're not into it, you're not into it. Sorry. I mean, yeah, there's going to be apps out there that are going to work well with it. It's kind of more the evolution of the Nike Plus iPod function that used to be in your Apple products. Because, I mean, the Nike Plus iPod partnership was great for a while, and then all of a sudden it just wasn't. The whole sending, audio and video with this, I haven't messed around with it yet, really. Yeah, just haven't, at least not yet. I haven't kind of, the details. It's nice that it send my current location, share my location, which is nice. Um, you can automatically run attachments from this. Oh, sorry, it's been a long couple days, but it's not bad. I'm not I'm not overtly impressed with this yet. Mostly because some of the stuff I'm never going to use, let's be honest. But for those of us who will, yeah, it works. Um, yeah, suggested apps, no. Handoff is nice. For those who don't know, handoff is right in your general settings. Handoff lets you start something on one device and instantly pick it up on other devices using your iCloud account. The app you need appears on the lock screen, app switcher, and the dock on the Mac. That is something really nice. So, like, say, if I'm working on a project in an app that's also available on iPad or on my Mac, I could just switch. So, for those of us who are mobile but have to, take the bus, take the train, carpooling, and you're working, come on, I gotta get this done. I gotta get this done. And then you get to work, you got a Mac at work, or you're doing it at home, for instance. Same thing applies. Offload it, get back on it. Um, a lot of the subtle things that are really in here is um, just more the look. The drop down screen is a little bit improved. It's not as klutzy as it used to be. Um, let's see. I'm not really finding a whole lot different. Um, hmm. Yeah, nothing offhand really. I mean, it's starting to run better than when I installed it earlier. So that's why I'm saying it's not immediately faster using the processor for the 5S, but it's starting to kind of pick up. But the one application that's really not taken too well is Facebook. You piss me off, Facebook. You piss me off with the fire of 1,000 suns. And I know what you're all going to say. Well, it's Facebook, and yeah, well, it's Facebook, and Facebook still sucks after years and years of being on the App Store, no matter what device you put it on, whether it be your web browser, your smartphone, your tablet, anything. It still sucks. Sucks. Sucks being the venerable term. Sucks. Sucks. uh Crash all the time. See, and the thing is, I don't like having the Messenger app. Some of my friends, it's the only way I can get in touch with them, so I basically had to download the app just for them. But you know what? I hate the Messenger app. That's something that Apple does. Apple for iOS 8 built the functions that Messenger has you do on a secondary app to the main app that you already have the chat feature built in. They couldn't just improve the overall app. No, 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 no. They're like, oh, wait, let's go ahead and spin off another app. That way we can just start messing with you on a whole nother level. It's crap. I don't want the Messenger app. Anytime I have to download to answer somebody, I generally delete it. It's the way it is, man. The way it is. Ugh. Go on, kitty. Get down, kitty. This is my cat. Or my wife's cat. And she's hanging on to me. Oh, Nails. Everyone say hello to the cat. Oh. Live casting with a cat. It's a fantastic thing, ladies and gentlemen. Say hello. Okay, you can get down now. Anytime, we're live. Or you can make a bet on me. Anything can happen with live TV, folks. Anything can happen. She can cut me, I can get busted open. Okay, cat. Okay, yes, I understand that you're a happy kitty. I understand. I understand. But I'm live here. You don't care. Okay. 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 It's time to go. No. 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 Ow. It's time to go. Ow. It's time to go. Okay. Come on, Casey. Come on. Ouch. Come on. Come on. Off you go. I'm not trying to hurt you, kitty. Oh, but you're trying to hurt me. Oh, ow. Man. Holy crap. Ow. Note to all you YouTubers who want cats. Ow. And the wonders of Google Hangouts. So we'll do a couple more rounds of invites here. No. There we go. So let's see if we can also get a couple more people in here on this too. So see what we got going on. Oh my goodness. The wonders of live YouTube. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So oh man. Bad kitty. Scratch. Oh, we're kidding, we're kidding. I'm gonna go ahead and just do a couple more here. So for the moment, we are also going to go ahead and talk a little bit of mess about something that I don't really cover a lot on this channel. I am a pretty large WWE fan. And one thing that I actually just dropped, part of kind of back to costs and whatnot, is I dropped WWE Network. And I feel that after having it for 6 months, I can pretty much grasp what the experience for WWE Network is like. In which I'm going to give you just a little bit like my impressions of things I liked about it, things I don't like about it. Let's see. Let's drop one more invite here. There we go. So, first off, if you don't know what the WWE Network is, real simple. It's basically WWE's, they call it over the top, which means they don't go through a cable provider. They don't go through any type of third party to help provide it, except for the production company that they have contracted out. The WWE Network is basically that. They have two things. They have a live feed, which runs just like a normal channel that you would find on Time Warner, Comcast, Cox Communications, AT&T, Verse, DirecTV, Dish Network, blah, blah, blah. And they also have an on-demand library. And basically the on-demand library is, you go through certain categories, whether it's, in the vault, which is of course old school specials, originals, basically original programming like Legends House, which is the reality series that they just completed, Total Divas, another reality series, things like that. Then you also have pay-per-views. Now, one of the big hooks for the WWE Network is that you get pretty much every pay-per-view ever. It spans WWE, WCW, and ECW. You're talking about a wealth of just footage. They also just added, all the WCW Clash of the Champions, which used to be on TNT back in the day, I believe. So TNT or TBS. Also, they just added Saturday Night's Main Event, all of them. Also, they just started up a brand new series. If you are a wrestling fan, it's the Monday Night War, which is basically the WCW versus WWE. The Monday Night War. It's every Monday night there's two wrestling shows on. It was WCW Monday Nitro and of course Monday Night Raw, and it chronicles each step of the way. Basically, it's kind of like the tit for tat, shot versus shot kind of breakdown of what happened between the two companies during that time, which old school fans like me who watched during the Attitude Era really enjoy. And we like learning about that, and getting to talk with X person. Dean Malenko was with WCW back in '97, and this is what he thought. So there's that. Um, the the big hook is that backlog, because any other time you'd have to try to get online, and you would have to go to Amazon or WWE Shop. Most generally Amazon or eBay, trying to find a particular date of an event. Let's say, well, Bash at the Beach '96, the big introduction of the NWO. You'd have to go onto eBay and basically the search for Bash at the Beach 1996. Matter of fact, I'll do it right now. Let's see, we'll go to Amazon first and see what we come up with. WCW Bash at the Beach '96. Now, WCW Bash at the Beach '96. VHS tape offers starting from $11.53. Well, think of it like this. You can either pay the $11.53 for a copy, or you can get the WWE Network, which runs $9.99 per month with a minimum 6-month commitment. $9.99. The question is it worth it? Now, I believe with the backlog of content that they have, it's worth the deal. I mean, $9.99 to be able to watch pretty much any amount of wrestling that you ever wanted to watch in the past 20 years is worth it. Not only do you get the old pay-per-views, but you also get all the new ones. You get every single one of them. Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, Battleground, Night of Champions. It's all included. That is like posterizing a thick layer of frosting on an already loaded cake. Simply because you can pay $9.99 on the network, or you can spend $60 a month on your pay-per-view and have to go through X cable provider. That, from a value standpoint, is perfect for anybody. I mean, all the 10-year-old kids who, I used to do this back in the day as well when I was younger, look up to mom and dad and say, can we get the pay-per-view? Can we get the pay-per-view? Can we watch it? Can we watch it? Can we watch it? And your parents look at you and say, sorry, Jimmy, Bobby, Sandy, Jenny, we can't afford it. We can't afford dropping $60 every month on a pay-per-view. And not only is it, the new ones, it's also the backlog too. So it's the old school mixed in with the new school. You now get that option of just dropping $10 a month. $10 a month, boom. $10 a month, boom. That's 2 Starbucks a month. I myself, I generally view that if I can sacrifice 2 cups of coffee a month to be able to watch all the freaking wrestling that I want, it's not a bad deal. Other half of that. Through all the months I had 6 months. I can tell you that the video quality on the live feed was generally immaculate. Straight up. Generally immaculate. For the simple fact of this. Number one, a lot of the traffic wasn't on the live feed. Simple as that. Until the live events happened. When you had your pay-per-views. Then the issues kind of started to creep up. The first 2 to 3 months were great. No problems with the feeds. The last couple of months were the bad ones. I mean, even on WrestleMania, which is just the second, but beginning of second month that the network was out, that I had it, it was fine. and there was so much traffic on that day. It said it was like 600,000 were watching the network on that day, and it ended up being pretty much a perfect stream. And that was on my big 60-inch downstairs. The actual issue that ended up arising was the last couple of months. I mean, much less on traffic, mind you, of course, because a lot of these pay-per-views don't tend to matter in the grand scheme of things to most people. So even if you have the option of watching Battleground or Payback, whatever it is, you're generally not really going to watch it. You're going to watch it on the back end, and if it's a Sunday night and you have something else to do, you're generally going to do something else. Most people, I mean, unless you're a hardcore fan like myself, which I was working my second job and I was able to take a vacation time for that. No, partly because I wanted to watch it, and partly because I wanted to give an unfiltered, biased opinion on it, and I felt that a sampling of 1 month was just not going to do that for me. And true to my thought, that was the absolute situation. The last couple months were terrible for the live events. I mean, freezing and lockups. I had it both on my iPhone and also through my PlayStations. They both would screw up. It's just the way it is. I mean, just I can't remember which pay-per-view it was, but I just sat there and it's just, you know, reload after reload after. I had to shut down my PlayStation multiple times. Multiple times. I had to close out the app on my phone multiple times. And even when I went to my Mac, going through Safari, it was still, I mean, it was there, but it freeze. I wouldn't have to restart it or anything like that. But it was still that level of issues. Um, so that's why, I mean, instead of giving it a perfect score like I wanted to, I mean, the first couple months I was just blown away. Now it's more along the lines of 8 to a 7 out of 10 for me, just simply off the fact that the company that does the video feeds and does the actual network itself is the same company that does it for Major League Baseball. Now, first off, they knew they were going to get a large amount of subscribers. Anybody you throw that type of value at them is generally going to jump at it. Just, there you go. And they said that, well, the amount of people that we assumed would subscribe, it was far exceeding that. Well, that's great. That's fantastic. That means you have the option, after you get that larger amount of subscribers at first, to now bump up and back up the resources that you have. You now have to, number one, improve your server capabilities more. You have to improve your on-demand abilities more to make sure that the menus aren't going to crash when you have 600,000 people on them. And that I understood. And when it got to WrestleMania, when they saw that this big load of people were going to be on the network, you thought to yourself, this is where it's going to shine, and it should be smooth sailing from here on out. It should be easy money from there on out, because the amount of money that you're going to dump into that to back it up for one time is going to help supply you throughout the year, because now you have those resources in place. There should be no issues past the peak point. And WrestleMania is the peak point. That is the peak of interest for any wrestling fan, whether it be a casual fan or a hardcore fan throughout the year. WrestleMania should be pinnacle, number one, right up here. All your resources online, ready to fire on all cylinders. And it was perfect. So tell me why at Payback and at Battleground, when the level of usage is down here, I experience issues. Perfect up here, bad down here. Every 4 weeks or 6 weeks or however long, when you have those live events. Now they call them special events. They don't call them pay-per-views anymore. I just call them live events or special events. When those special events crop up on your calendar, you should know that you need X amount of bandwidth allocation, server space, of support. I'm sitting there on Twitter like, fix the feed, fix the feed. I shouldn't have to do that. I really shouldn't. Nobody should have to do that. If you know what your peak amount is and you can't even rescue half of that on a non-peak day, maybe you shouldn't be in that business anymore. Or maybe you need better management to pull off that business. It's not rocket science. It's really not. If I can figure it out, why haven't you? And I'm not really knocking WWE for this, because this isn't really a WWE issue. The biggest reason why I ended up terminating my membership is because of those issues. And it's not something that, it's not the content's fault. It's not the content provider's fault. It's your technical side. Because if I can't trust you to be 100% all the time, I can understand blips and crevices and things going wrong. But you know what? I need that to be 100%. If it's going to be 100% of WrestleMania at your peak time, it needs to be 100% all the time. It's not a hard thing to do. Sorry to say to people who are angry at that. So there's that. Overall, yeah, about 7. I'd probably hit it 8 out of 10, because whenever I did tweet them, the feed was fixed with an acceptable amount of time. It wasn't an hour; it's like 15 minutes to 20 minutes, but it ended up being fixed. But it's still something that you should know better, at least in my view. So if you're willing to part with $10 a month with the agreement, the 6-month agreement, definitely worth your money. If you don't like dealing with tech issues, maybe it might not be worth your money. So that's my feelings on the WWE Network. Let's see, what else is there? Man, it's been so long. Well, and I'll kind of give you guys a couple general views on a couple of the games that I've had since with you guys. And it's basically 3 main games I've been playing. Not specifically in this order. So, you got number 1, EA Sports UFC. This game, when it comes to a UFC game, you have different levels. You have the old school UFC games, which are just throw your controller on the ground, so angry I could spit, mad beyond belief, screaming at your screen. Terrible. Don't believe me? Play UFC Tap Out. Play Ultimate Fighting Championship. Play those 2 games and tell me that those games are fantastic. Because I know people who have been playing games for years, people who love video games, hanging onto the controller and screaming at the screen, "What the hell? What's wrong with you?" We're talking, you walk in, you play the game, and you can't get a move in. Like, that's pretty much UFC Tap Out in a nutshell. Controls are clunky. It's terrible. Just terrible. And then you have the movement into last gen and next gen. Things getting a little bit better. PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, you probably saw one of the better ones when it was originally UFC Undisputed. And that game was good. Not a good ground game, really, to speak of, but good nonetheless. Then 2010 hit. Got a little bit better. It removed a lot of the Flash KO BS. You'd be sitting playing Undisputed, all of a sudden you're done. You could tag them chin, as came over. Undisputed 3, probably the better out of all 3 for 2 simple reasons. Number 1, The ground grappling system is much improved. Fantastic. Like it a lot. And number 2, Pride. Love Pride. Undisputed 3. I still have the poster on my wall from when it came out. It included Pride, and it, even though it was very light, it was one arena. There's really no mode to speak of it. It was still good. I liked it a lot. It almost made you feel like you had an option if you didn't want to play for the big boy. So, and then we have this EA Sports UFC. Of course, THQ had the last 3 games, and THQ went out of business. $1 million company goes out of business. Generally because of poor management, but that's for another video. EA Sports UFC. This game is not bad. Not at all. This game seems it's confused on a couple levels. Let me explain why. Number 1, it brings in the experience of going to a UFC event. Unfortunately, I have no comparisons for that, as I've never been to a UFC event. But no, you own like about 15 or 16 of the events and all that on DVD like I do. You kind of get the idea. I get the same feeling playing the game and watching before the match as much as I enjoy watching the DVDs. It kind of brings that experience in. It gives that feeling that the other games could not and did not. The actual mechanics itself, first off, brings in brings in a mixture of the old school UFC games from last gen in with the Fight Night series. Now, I know what you're saying. Why Fight Night? Number 1, the crew that worked on the original UFC games with THQ, and also the crew that worked on Fight Night worked together on this. A lot of the team, from what I read, that worked on the original UFC games were just immediately brought over when the license was sold. That was partly THQ's ploy to get people off the payroll, but you get the idea. And it shows. It really does. It shows in the fact that detail was placed into the product. And it really shows in, number 1, just level of difficulty. I'm not the best combat gamer out there. Really not. So I tend to play on easy just because I like to have fun with my games. I don't want that much of a larger challenge with my sports games. Just not something I'm into. The complexity of it, because it really does utilize all the buttons on your controller, that gives it that element of difficulty. I like that a lot, without it being overtly difficult. And it keeps your basic strikes and a lot of your basic ground movements from Undisputed, which I like that a lot. The only thing that kind of hampers it for me is the limitations of the game. You would think that, number 1, Pride went over great, even though the Undisputed 3 didn't sell as well. You would think they at least keep that mode in. It's not there anymore. They replace it, however, with, of course, the women's division, the bantamweight division. It takes away a little bit from that experience for me, mostly because I was kind of expecting it, like they just tossing it in the back end. Even if it was cheap, the same as Undisputed 3, I would have liked it because it gave that option. It didn't really give that option here. It's still a fantastic combat game. Best one of its kind. There's a reason why it's on next gen only. Sometimes it can leave you feeling a little underwhelmed because of the limitations. Now, yeah, you have excellent visuals. It pulls off everything fantastically. It pulls you into the experience. But when you want to do something else, as far as your career mode is basically the same stripped down version that you used to have. I kind of enjoyed on the original Undisputed doing media events and getting into not only being the fighter, but also being the celebrity portion of being the fighter. It pretty much completely takes you out of that, unfortunately. So it's fantastic core gameplay. That's really what it's all about, to be honest. Core gameplay is top notch. It does everything exceedingly well. Damn near perfect. Only makes minute missteps in the presentation. And honestly, that'll come with time. You got two new teams working together, and maybe I'm kind of reading too much into the lack of options too with that, is because of the two new teams working together. But it does hamper it a bit. But overall, you're looking, at least on my end, you're probably looking at about a solid 9 out of 10. The extra effort would have been nice to place in XYZ, but it pulls it off with a bit of a smirk because of the fact that, number one, I can play as Ronda Rousey and knock someone out. So that's just how it is. So that is UFC in a nutshell. Second game that I've been playing, which I recently finished but didn't finish. You'll understand that statement here momentarily. Diablo 3: The Reaper of Souls, Ultimate Evil Edition. Damn. You take a drink for this one. This one's going to be a minute. Trying to kick off some of the Mountain Dew I've been drinking lately. Iced tea. On the coaster, please. Diablo 3's Reaper of Souls is, well, number one, I don't have anything to gauge it against. Simply because I wanted to play this game in this form only. Number one, because I was afraid I wasn't going to be able to transfer anything over. Well, you can. I know people getting wide-eyed out there, but you can. You can transfer over your character from your PC version, and I think you can transfer over from your PS3 version because it's all on the Blizzard servers. But you can transfer everything over. So that was my first kind of concern. But number two, I didn't want it to tamper with my experience. I didn't want it to say, oh, well, it doesn't run as fast as the original, and it doesn't do this, and it doesn't do that, and I wish it would have done this because that's what you have on this version of it. It's an unfair comparison. I believe that since this is the only Diablo 3 version that's released on the PS4 and also, of course, on the Xbox One, it should be treated with that different, hat, so to speak. The good thing about this is that it is fantastic in its execution. It plays awesomely. The controls are insanely, number one, simple, and number two, just the responsiveness I see out of the controller to the screen is unparalleled in a lot of these games I've played. And I've played a good amount of them too, like Dungeon Hunter Alliance, Gauntlet. This really kind of kicks it in for me. Just simply due to the simplicity of it, and then also the fantasticness of the actual screen too. It doesn't look dull when you're playing. Playing Diablo 3 is a lot like my experience playing God of War 3, and the fact that the area in which you're playing doesn't seem like a lifeless area. It does not seem like you're just, guess what, here's a plane, kill. You have an interactive environment to go around with. You have just a fantastic area in which to play. And that feeds into your ability to get involved and invested in it. It's just really easy to do. It's really easy to get invested in trying to help out these side characters and these other characters and jumping into X, Y, and Z. And I'll get into this more in my regular review because I'm not going to go extremely long on this because this would take me about an hour to get into 100%. But the attention to detail is there. Everything that you ever wanted for this version of Diablo 3, the Ultimate Evil Edition, is there, and it makes it a very enjoyable game to play. So that's, for me, perfect 10. Just simply on that. Um, so the other game I've been playing recently is, of course, everyone knows me. I'm a big football fan these days. Madden 15 on my PS4. Thing is beast. Thing is beast. Um, Number one, it's much easier to play defense on this game, man. Everyone's saying that too. Much easier to play defense, and it works a lot better when you're playing defense too, because you can actually go beyond the line of scrimmage and play as a specific defender and have that vantage point. You can actually view the quarterback not really from the defender's eyes, but from the other side of the ball, and it does it very well. Um, Same features. I mean, it really is a improvement over last year, but it's an improvement that makes it worth it to, number one, buy a next gen system, because you will see a difference. You play it on your 360 or PS3. Ask Killer Kane, he'll tell you that looks like Madden 25. It really does. You play it on the Xbox One or the PlayStation 4, you notice the difference. You notice the difference in graphical quality. You also notice the difference in gameplay as a standard as well. And that's not even getting into the Gauntlet. Don't get me started on the Gauntlet. Excuse me. So, Madden said 8.5 out of 10. It still has a long way to go in making adjustments, but it's well on its way. It's well on its way. It's made a lot of strides this year's edition. Um, One other thing I also wanted to go over with today with you guys. By the way, hello viewer. Feel free to go ahead and go in group chat since I don't know who you are. Since I don't know who you are. Let's see. Yeah, my group chat should be enabled, so feel free to knock in a comment, or feel free to tweet me at Aphrodite's Crush on Twitter. Ding. Or if you were linked in through Facebook, feel free to shoot me something on Facebook, because I have that right in front of me as well. What was I going to talk about? Oh yes, I promised a little bit more WWE stuff today. So what am I going to go ahead and grab for you guys? What did I just buy? What did I just buy? What's that? Oh yes, I've been waiting to do these for a while. I just picked up not too long ago the double pack. ECW's Unreleased Volumes 1 and 2. Oh, man. I'm not going to go over the match listing and all that for this. But you know what? These are worth your money. Number one, off the content that you get, some of the matches that you get have really never before been released. Some of them have. Don't let the title fool you. But the match count, and especially the extra stuff you get on the Blu-rays, is very much worth your time. I wish they'd come out with the Volume 3. I guess it's the best thing I can say, because these two are just fantastic. They need to come out with more fan cam stuff. If you're an old school ECW fan, the fan cam was something that you looked forward to every week when you watched Hardcore TV at 2 o'clock in the morning on your local television station like me. And then some weekends it'd be on at midnight, some weekends it'd be on at 4, and I have an email. But that was something that I liked a lot, simply because it seemed like you could walk into an ECW event and it just seemed like you were really in the action. Well, Ben, geez, huh, do you want to go ahead and pull in and do some audio, man? I feel free to go ahead and actually, let me see if I can go ahead and invite you in here since you're hanging around. Let's see. see. Why do I, for some reason, not have you on my friends list, Ben? Here's what we're going to do, though. I'm going to copy this link. I am going to go ahead and get you on Twitter, my man. I'm going to send you this link via Twitter. We're going to send you this link via Twitter. So, it's posted. You should be receiving that tweet right now. Ding, 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 ding. So, anyway, if you have a chance to get these, get them. Worth your money. Even if it is a DVD and you only have a DVD player, no Blu-ray, these are still fantastic for the stuff that you get. Pop these back on down here. So, if you've been noticing, well, actually, I don't think I've actually put that link up on my more public Facebook, because I actually do personal Facebook for me and my friends. But if you know me outside of the interwebs, you know I've actually started work on a book. Not sure if it's really going to be a book yet or just a series of short stories, but it's going to be more of a, East meets West samurai. Well, not really samurai, more of a swordplay style of everything, I guess. It's a love story. It's a death story. Hello, Ben. Benjamin. I have no audio from you, my friend. Let's see. Oh, there's something.
How about now, good sir?
Yes. Yes. Oh, reverb.
Oh.
Consider myself. Luckiest man. In the world.
Well, I'm just using the webcam's mic, so.
I'm
I'd have to put on my cans.
My Samsung car.
Well, I didn't want to have to haul out the big microphone if I didn't have to.
You got the headphones?
Hold on. Let me grab some headphones.
I guess I gotta grab mine too.
Next thing you know, I had to put on pants.
You.
Okay.
Well, let's see here. Not those.
Is that better, Doug?
Yes, that is better.
Enjoying my dulcet tones.
Yes, I
That's
am.
a word, isn't it? Sibilance. Sibilance. I like on this headset because it only stays up if it's like right at eye level, so I have to be like I'm looking right into it. Because if I don't, it just.
Pew.
Hey, little microphone. Do you need something? Do they? What do you think of Jessica Rabbit? Oh, well, okay then. Okay.
I wonder if I can use my PS4 headset for this one. Let's see.
Isn't that right, Kitty? She's like, I don't have a microphone. I'll just do what I want. I'm a
Oh, that's
cat.
okay. Like my our cat Casey decided to go ahead and make a cameo and just like climb me like the Tower of London. So don't feel bad.
Well, the show before the last one you were on, right when went on the air, she just hops on my back, and I'm just like, oh, well, that was unexpected. It's
Pretty
like
much same thing with
professional
me.
shows, folks. I'm like, I'm
She's
sure they do the same thing at Saturday Night Live. Everyone's cat just hops on them in the middle of a bit.
Let's see. I'm not sure if that's
Yeah.
better or not.
Yeah,
Nope.
this mic is just a little bit inferior, kitty cat. Just because I'm on a call does not mean I won't whoop your ass.
Yes. Beat down. Wonder if we can get a hold of Ian. What if Ian's available?
You want me to text him?
Why not?
Sure.
This isn't the Crush Cast, which by the way is on Advertise Crush YouTube.
Sure.
I have 3 subscribers over there. 3 people who like to watch. I have 93
Their
on here.
names
Come
Larry,
on,
Curly,
people.
and Mo.
Nyah, nyah, nyah. Oh man. And while you're texting him, I'm gonna hook up my new headset if it works. Let's see.
My new headset, same as the old set. House
Yeah.
and cheese, Pearl Jam.
Let's see.
Which is just like a very shy of becoming. I only want to be with you.
Okay, Dylan.
Bob
Whatever,
Dylan?
Bob Dylan. Let's
I
see.
was
That's
doing
the
Hootie and the Blowfish. Bob
Can't
Bob
hear
Dylan.
me.
Is it you? Is it you? Ooh, is it you? Is it you? Lee.
All right, I'm in standard voice mode, so I'm not. You can hear you, but I can
I'm in
hear you on my
studio.
headset. I'm just in general
Okay.
voice mode, so.
I do stage because this is the voice you have to hear it in all its full decibels. And now, ladies and gentlemen, singing the Star Spangled Banner, please welcome Mr. Bob Dylan. Oh, he,
Excellent.
I love Bob Dylan. The thing is, I saw him in concert one time, and literally everything until the last song, which I knew, I didn't recognize anything else. So for an entire, hour and a half, 2 hours, you know, I mean, it did shake it, sugary. I kind of recognized that later. But then it ended with everybody must get stoned. I'm like, I didn't know he really ended shows with this anymore. This
No,
song is older than I
at
am.
least it wasn't what's his name, Neil Young, because like every single song that he sings in, it sounds like he's trying to sing "Rockin' in the Free World." Came on, rockin' in the free world.
Well, remember what happened when he left that one record label? They wanted him to do a rock record, so he did a rockabilly record. Yeah.
Of course, he would do that.
He, like,
you know.
He did 3 different albums to prank his label. So, okay, Ian says okay. So, I'll just get the link from. Well, I'll send him the link. This is gonna be interesting.
Oh yeah. Two
See if he
live
can
cameras
get it off of
and
his phone.
a non-live camera.
I got 2 turntables and a microphone. Where is it?
I have that album. Do I have that album?
Of course.
I have that album.
Copy. Paste. Send.
I may have to switch
Hopefully you can
headsets.
figure
because,
out how to
man,
get to it from there.
this my PS4 headset is like really limiting. Like it's like. So go ahead. While I'm looking for my other headset, go ahead and hawk your stuff.
Honk my stuff.
No, hawk your stuff.
Is that kind of show?
The
Hawking my show, my
Yes,
podcast,
yes,
my
yes.
website. Yes, my
Excellent.
white slavery ring. Excellent, Smithers. How come Hitler isn't running as quickly as he used to? Oh, sir, he has been with us since the late 60s. Ah, yes, I remember when he took his first bite out of a young hippie. That young man didn't think it was so groovy, did he? Excellent. Anyway.
Excellent.
Stop! Anyway,
Really?
I don't know. That's one of the
Huh.
few bits of Homer that's easy to do.
Well, distract the audience.
Homer Simpson. Okay, doing the little showboat. Do the monkey.
Distract the audience.
Okay. So, yeah, my podcast is on Mondays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch myself and my homeboy Ian, who might be joining us. I sent him a text message with the link to this show. If he can somehow get it off of his phone and onto his computer, I don't know if he can do that voodoo. But, we shall see. Or, I don't know. Don't know if let's see, I can't invite him to this, can I? Because I'm not hosting it, and he's not on, well, I wasn't even on your friends list. I don't think you know who. Can you invite him to the
just my
show?
Google Plus. Like I don't like dealing with my Google Plus, man. It's just I don't dig it. I do not dig Google Plus in the slightest. I like doing Twitter.
Well-
I like doing Facebook. Google Plus. Google Plus annoys me simply because I had to have two separate ones. One for Aphrodite's Crush, which is of course the channel that you're watching, subscribers, and the other one for my real name, which ended up, of course, being my Crushcast one. So.
Ba-dum-bum,
Switching
I
headsets.
love
in
how
3,
when
2,
my
1.
cat sees I'm talking to somebody and doing something, she's like, "I'm gonna tinker with everything in the room, everything." Because when I'm not, she just isn't even here. But now it's I'm gonna climb on top of stuff. So,
All right.
all right,
Better.
that's it, kitty cat. I'm now going to have to sit and hold my cat like a Bond villain, because otherwise she. You know, if you see a Thunderball, there's this scene where he's holding a cat and this explosion goes on, and the cat very clearly wants to get away, and he's holding on for dear life. That cat's clawing the crap out. Yes, well, that explosion's rather nice, Mr. Bunt.
Cat's like, screw
Behave
Mr.
yourself.
Bond. Let me get the hell out of here.
You behave yourself, kitty. Settle down. We're on an interview.
Matter of fact,
Okay.
does Ian
Well,
have
address your questions to me.
does Ian have a Twitter account?
I think he joined a while ago.
Does he check it?
Probably not.
Does Ian have an iPhone or an iPad?
I think he has an Android device. So
Man, you non-Apple people, man. Sometimes.
what you non? I responded from my iPhone. What are you talking about?
Jeezy Pete.
You people that don't give. You know, Apple has more money than the U.S. Treasury.
Yes, it does.
So
Partly
how
due
long
to
till we
the
get
fact
another
that-
country going? People of Apollonia, welcome.
Since Prince was on Apollonia, since OJ wears isotoners. Yes. Yes.
No, no, no. Anyway. So anyway, how's it going, Doug?
Oh, pretty good. Back in the saddle again.
Hmm.
Or, as we were just explaining, we could be, instead of back in the saddle again, if I can just license the song from Daft Punk. Yeah.
Yeah, it's too expensive. Successful bands always want a lot of money, kitty. Excellent. All right.
And we're done before I get attacked.
I like how she just starts to run off and then stops, and she's like, maybe if I don't move, he won't think I'm trying to escape.
Nope. Boom. So how's the podcast doing this week?
Oh, it went up on Tuesday, and then today I put up Work in Progress Wednesday, episode 2, or I guess blog post 2 with a video. I recorded a video and posted it to YouTube. That was all kinds of fun, because I don't have a proper 1080 monitor, so because I've got this 4x3 monitor, but it goes larger than 720, so I was trying to capture it that size, and I realized, no, it's just too small to work with the thing. So I just captured my whole desktop, and then I coughed, so I had to cut the volume on that, and this is what I work with every day.
That cat is done. He's like, dude, just let me go. I ain't trying to join your podcast cult.
No. She's like, you people should tune into mine, the Key Cat podcast. It's on 8. So anyway, but yeah, I had to figure out the size to export it to, because Final Cut wanted to make it 2K wide, and I was like, this is a screen capture. This is not going to be 2K, guys. And then
the cat's just so totally acting like Corey Taylor is like, you promised me top billing. I'm gone.
I'm out. No. You know what's great is, like, since I've had cats for so long, when she acts up like that, she thinks that she's just gonna pop out of my arms. It's like, no, I've got a good hold on you.
And the cat's like, meow, meow, meow. Damn it, no!
I know what I'm doing. I have to do this, or she's gonna climb up into stuff and knock stuff over. So.
Yeah, trust me, I know the feeling there.
Yes. Inside every little tiny cat is a tiger waiting to get out and tear your stuff up.
Where is Ian? I've been waiting.
I don't know, man. I don't know if he.
Just come on, Ian. Just come on.
Can you
No.
can you connect him
No,
from
Ian.
your? You've been in Hangouts with him before. Doesn't he show up on your previous in the Hangouts thing?
Let's see. I don't think so, since I'm on a different name. No, Ian, not that button. No, the other button. No, the other button.
Oh, now he's looking at porn. We've lost him forever. Well,
Ah.
you press the wrong button on the internet, and it's either funny cat pictures, which I've got us covered. I've got this should be boosting your ratings right here, man. Meow, 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 meow.
I wonder. Let's see. Ian. Ian Summerhaler comes up.
No, it's Adams.
I wonder if he's under that name. And I'm guessing not.
Kitty. Oh.
Bad kitty.
Now she's being fussy.
Bad kitty. Map hat.
It's okay, buddy.
Let's see. Is he on Facebook?
I don't know. I know he kind of creeped my friends list looking for hot babes, but
Ew.
I don't know if he's actually on it. He might be. Hey.
Let's see.
Boy, I'll tell you what. Oh, there's Ian.
Where's he at? Where's he at?
Ian?
Ian. Do you have your headset set? On.
That
Hello?
sounds like the intro to One Step Beyond. One Step Beyond.
I have that on DVD. Thank you very much. It's me up there.
I'm just gonna click my beautiful face. No, let's not stare at me. I'll just be staring at you. How about that? Hey,
How about this here? Hey, you know what?
Every time I see that shirt, Doug, I just think it says breast.
Oh, you said you
This
have
is a
breasts.
PG rated. This is a PG rated YouTube channel. Thank you very much. By the way, if you have not listened to the No Rights podcast this week, number one, why not? And number two, you missed something very important, and it's
Yes,
this.
Ian's friend Nate. He was a fine guest,
Oh,
wasn't he, Ian?
not Ian's friend Nate. No, not him. Not him at all. Know what you missed? This. This is what you missed. Right here.
Oh boy.
That's right. The title is back where it belongs, on the shoulder of the man.
The man who knows how to use Google while taking a trivia quiz.
And the thing is, I did not use Google while taking that. I threatened it, but I did not use it. You want to know why? Because I'm stealing the show,
He
stealing your
threatened
girlfriend.
to Google.
I
Don't
threatened
maybe
to
Google it.
But you know,
I'll
I
even
did
go to the
not.
Wikipedia.
Hey, I did not go to Wikipedia either.
I knew what you were talking about too. You were gonna go right to the trivia.
Right here. See that? Here is where the power lies.
In the reflection of your monitor?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Which also is being reflected off a title belt, my friends.
Well, why don't you put it on for us, Doug, and strut around?
I see. I don't strut. That's the thing. It's.
Oh, you do the peacock instead? I understand. That's a little bit more shaking of the fanny than I'm used to, but, you know.
I'll see. All I have to do is just pose with the belt like this. You know, with the sheen coming off the plastic that the belt is. Because generally, like every year for Halloween, I'm a wrestler. Like the past couple years, I've been CM Punk, so this year I'm gonna have to be Brock Lesnar. And hey, guess what? Built-in shirt because he's a beast. So.
See,
Just
I
the
would
way
just
it
be
is, John.
Nacho Libre, because, Nacho...
Here comes the boom. Doug, did you ever watch that Kevin James movie, Here Comes the Boom?
I like good actors.
Aw, come on. You don't like Paul Blart, man? They're coming out with the second one, too, man.
What's it called? Paul Blart 2? Donuts Ain't Enough?
Well, I mean, it's pretty easy to figure out. You just, whatever the title was to Die Hard 2, and put Fat Mall Cop on it. So it's, Paul Blart 2, the Die Hard inning.
Let's see, wait. So it's Paul Blart 2, Fat Harder.
No, Paul Blart 2. This time, it's like that fit guy fat.
No.
I know it's a little big to put on a flyer, but
Paul Blart 2,
What?
Blart Harder. There you go, Blart Harder.
no. Paul Blart 2. I think I blarted.
No, that was the
Actually,
first Paul Blart. So, that was the first Paul Blart. Yeah.
Oh no, we lost Ian. Where did you go, Ian?
Oh,
no.
back.
He's like, oh, you're dissing my Paul Blart movie. I can't have that. Okay, Ian, we won't talk bad about Paul Blart Mall Cop.
No, I accidentally closed out. I was trying to go to the webpage that actually had the
What is with this cat?
description of the
Look at
movie.
this.
What the hell, dude? What's going on?
Cat.
Cat's like, this is mine!
She's trying to climb the ring, is what it is. She heard your talk, and now. Yeah. Hello. This is a cat. She's the star of the show now. The show is all about cats. She's like, I'm looking for the keyboard because, keyboard cat, she's all over the internet now. Settle down now, kitty. Because we're talking about Paul Blart.
There's Paul Blart 2.
Electric.
So, I have a
Blarbaloo.
question for you guys.
Okay.
I covered this earlier in the Really, you did not just put up that. Oh God.
When a man and
No.
a woman love each other very much, Doug, they
No. See, I covered a couple books I just bought the other day.
is one of them
Tell me if you're
becoming a woman.
interested. No, that's written by Ian. No.
Whoa.
First off,
Whoa. I just get here, man. That's not
Yeah.
cool. Oh yeah. It was a good
So I
good
just
movie,
picked that up.
man.
I haven't seen the movie yet.
You know what you need to see? You need to see that Priest movie with the vampires.
No. That Priest movie with the vampires. You talking about Priest?
Yeah, it's just called Priest, yeah.
Yeah, own it. Sucks.
Oh, come on, man.
Speaking-
It wasn't that bad.
Okay then.
You know, like that part where that one woman was like throwing rocks up in the air and he was like walking on the rocks in the midair or something.
So moving on.
Moving along.
Running
The
on
other book that I
rocks.
just picked up is. Oh yeah.
And what is
If
that
you
movie
can't-
about?
This isn't a movie. It's a it.
Besides
Okay, Ian.
Corey
It's
Taylor.
a brain movie where
it's
you
a
see
book.
the pictures in your head.
It's a book.
Oh, I thought he was holding up a DVD.
No, book.
It's
It
an
is
old-timey DVD
book.
before they had electricity.
It is a funny thing happened on the way to heaven, or how I made peace with the paranormal and stigmatized zealots and cynics in the process.
I need to do a Ian Reacts to series.
Hold on. Here we go. Ian reacts to.
Twin Peaks. What was that about again?
It's about a child looking into
Where
a
is that?
snow globe.
No, it is not about a child looking into a snow globe, man. No. Murder, man. It's a murder mystery series. This thing, I swear to you, was on Amazon for $100 forever. I'm talking, like, this thing has been out since 09.
Forever.
Forever. Okay, hey, wrestling fans will get this. Forever. Shout out to Terry Funk. But
Who's got the funk? Some guy named Terry Funk.
so yeah, okay, Twin Peaks. If you get the gold box edition, well, it's actually come down. It used to be $89.98 on Amazon. Now it's $45.26. I got that copy for $29 at buybacks. I looked at that and I was like, ugh, mine.
So this is what you've been spending your Walmart paychecks on, huh?
You need another shelf for all that stuff you've been. Was it on Facebook or Twitter?
Yeah.
You said you got too
It's
much
on
stuff.
Facebook. Okay, seriously, dead serious. I might just go ahead like pick up my I got the place needs clean, so I'm not gonna pull off my camera. But look here, look into my right, which is of course my right. I've got a shelf, a 2-shelfer that's underneath my desk, my big desk for all my Blu-rays. And then above my Blu-rays here, on the top of the desk, I have a crap ton of CDs. CDs, extra books. Okay, because the bookcase I have over here is full. So not only that, also on here with my CDs and books, I got a couple DVDs along with my Twin Peaks set. Also, my Highlander box set that I have here.
Physical media, you say? Don't know anything about that.
Well,
Yeah, who uses Blu-rays anymore?
Don't you just get the movies implanted into your brain, man? That's the new thing.
Yeah.
so
Oh,
also
sorry, looking at
behind me-
porn. Hold on. Okay, yeah, back.
So yeah, behind me, you can see right here, I got a CD shelf here.
Oh, the good old CD tower. I remember those.
Goodwill is a fantastic place to buy those. I
That-
paid like $3 for that. So
Look at
not
this.
only that, yeah. So not only that, over here, I've got another 3-shelfer, which the other one here for the books is the same size. 3-shelfer that's full of DVDs and
cat has
video
stolen my
games.
chair. My video
And then
games
I
are on
also
Steam these days.
have, yeah, then I also have a 2-laner back here too of nothing but DVDs. I'm gonna have to get like a super large one to replace everything, because I don't want to set it in this corner because that's where I have my guitars at. Which I gotta find another place for my acoustic, which is right behind me.
Do you even have one of those multi-CD changers in your stereos or whatever?
Right below my monitor.
Oh, really? How many
I'm
can
gonna
you put in
believe
there?
that's below your monitor.
My 32-inch TV is my monitor, so
Okay.
it's like I got the TV here with my webcam staring straight at me. Then on this side here, I've got my PlayStation, well, not anymore the PlayStation 2, but my VCR player there. Directly below it is the disc changer, which is also the stereo, which it's pretty much dead, but I'll get it replaced eventually. And then on this side here is my PS4, and the PS2 resides at the bottom. And then on this side here, right in front of it, is my Power Mac G5 with my Mac Mini sitting on top of it. Not including here in the corner my mini refrigerator. Pretty much the only thing I don't have in this room, which I really want,
Is a mini
number
bar.
one,
A mini bar? You need a mini bar, man.
Followed up by a full-size bar.
Yeah.
the room isn't that big. This room is not that big. The mini bar would basically be my mini fridge because I have alcohol in there. But the one thing I'd like to have right behind me, once I kind of clear all the clutter out behind here,
Strippers.
is
I mean, I can't.
stripper pole.
I can't justify a stripper pole. I just can't justify it. It's
You can't?
too much money. I can't justify it.
Mm. Well, easy.
How much
You-
do those cost?
It's like $100 for a portable one. I used to have a friend who hung out at Spencer's all the time. You can get them out at Spencer's for about $100.
What you need to do is just get a fireman's pole and then just claim it as a work-related cost. And then on the weekends, you learn to do
Yeah.
a little dance.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
No,
know.
I want to have like the actual distance from the door, which is over here behind me, to pretty much the shelf that's over here, is about 3 inches wide enough for a mini, like a futon couch. I like to have that because I got a little gaming chair behind me that's sitting on the floor, and I can tell you one thing right now: there's nothing more annoying than being a dude of my size sitting on a gaming chair on the floor, like super close to the floor, and like you're looking up at the screen like this.
What are
Fucking
those
cartoon,
gaming
man.
chairs with that's like a kind of a rocker with no legs and then the little speakers built into it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
used-
could
I
not
used
sit
to
in
have one of
those. That just
Those
doesn't
are
look.
uncomfortable, man.
That's not meant for actual use, is it? It's just I can't imagine people.
Well, it's
actually
meant for
sitting in
kids.
those. Yeah,
Meant for little kids with little
little
butts,
kid bodies.
you know?
Yeah, Just eating their
Yeah.
bowls of cereal and playing their whatever they play now.
Yeah, they're playing Black Ops 2 at 7.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was just thinking, I was a kid, the Mario and everything, but now it's like, do kids even know what that is? No.
Like, I dig it. It's big enough to hold me. It's a nice little gaming chair, but I can't do it.
You just can't do it. Not gonna do it.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Read my lips. No more gaming chairs.
You ever see Dana Carr talk about when he met George W. Bush? I mean, George Bush. He went and he's like, so I hear you do a good impression of me. I hear it's very accurate. Like, that would be a little awkward, sir. I don't think I can do it. Don't tell me you're not gonna do it. Don't say you came on here and you're not gonna do it.
So,
So-
Doug, where's your version of Nate there? I forget his name.
Oh, Gambit. Well,
that
this
black
isn't,
guy.
Oh.
I was just watching Robin Hood Men in Tights. A black sheriff? Why not? Worked in Blazing Saddles.
The sheriff is. Oh, the sheriff's near? No! Oh.
No, Ghetto Game is normally on the Crush Cast, which is on Thursdays.
Hold
Today's
on while
Wednesday.
I whip this out.
This is
So-
Back in the Saddle. This is my Google Hangout for my regular YouTube account, Aphrodite's Crush. Blah down.
Yeah. So did you stop doing that? Crush cast?
Well, I explained a little bit earlier that we're not going to stop doing it. We're going to go to a YouTube-only format and just do the Hangouts on YouTube. Or do something of the sort. Simply because I was paying for the bandwidth and the extra cost for a server. Well, not really a server, but just like your standard bandwidth costs through my podcast provider, which is Podomatic. And then I was like, you know what? I gotta lay off the work. No, working 7 days a week is not fun. I got promoted at my job, and I was like, you know what? I need to cut back on my overall workload, and having the 24-hour job just made everything worse. So I decided, like, you know
fire
what?
anybody yet?
No. I got lucky enough that a couple people fired themselves. So, but no, the people that I have are good people, and they definitely make my job a little bit easier because they're easy to work with. And the new people that I have are really fantastic because they're eager and want to learn. And I like teaching people too. So I got to get them onto the Apple bandwagon. It's got to happen one way or another. But
Well, how many people do you have under you? Hopefully not physically. I mean,
Well, I got a chair
Dropping
made
elbows,
of 3
man.
people. You know.
no. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. After we're all said and done, probably about between 7 and 10 total. Roundabout.
oh, okay. So they got 10 people kissing your ass, huh?
I wouldn't even say that. It's not. It's never been about that. It's not about. I know most people don't believe it, but for me, it has never been about I'm big dude in charge. You know, it's always been about the health of the department. It's always been about the ability to make something better than you had it before. And that's what I'm trying to accomplish. Is it was good before, and it worked good before. Then we had nobody covering us, nobody to lead. So we basically, I mean, what does a group do when it has no leader all of a sudden like that? What generally happens? So now we got to rebuild it from the ground up and just move forward. That's what I'm trying to accomplish. And there's going to be bumps, going to be stuff that gets in your way, but you know, you got a bunch of people on the same page as you and willing to put up the same amount of effort as you, good things will happen.
And some men just want to watch
That's
the
good.
world burn.
Well, is there like a specific?
You did what now?
Is there a specific department you're in? I mean,
I work
was gonna
for
ask
the
you
evil.
about-
Well, okay, it's been brought up a couple times, so I guess I'll have to go ahead and put it out there. I work for the evil empire. We all call it the evil empire because we're all evil inside. But or the
Oh, I
empire.
didn't know you were a member of the Gap.
I don't work for the Gap. No.
Not, I said Gap, not Gap. I went for a political joke, not a shopping joke. Never mind.
I am the
Big bucks, no
electronics. Yeah, I'm the electronics department manager. Yeah.
So you
And
wouldn't know anything about that Baja Blast, would you? And that's what we all want to know. What's going on with Baja Blast?
We get shipments whenever we can. That's really the gist of it. We got at least my local store got a shipment about a month and a half ago that lasted all of 3 days, and it was like 2 pallets. Like it was there, and then bing, it was gone. They'll bring
Yes,
it back.
I got
though.
4 cartons myself, 2 for me and 2 for my brother.
Did you guys hear that Surge is coming back?
Amazon only, and
It's
it's
only on
already sold
Amazon.
out. Yep.
Yeah.
I like to think I'm
Crazy.
part of that because I'm a member of the Surge movement on Facebook.
The movement. Alright, so is Crystal Pepsi next?
No, it is not next.
Is that blue Pepsi? Is that next? Come on now.
Hey, I like
How
that.
about
blue
Ecto
Pepsi.
Cooler?
I don't know about
Cooler High
that.
C. But yeah, I'm the electronics department manager. It's rolling pretty good so far. Just effort, time and effort, time and effort. I work for a decent company. I don't get jacked around. I get told what needs to be done, and I tell what needs to be done, and that's pretty much what they do for me. So
Yeah, that's,
Everyone likes-
that's good.
everyone likes to paint
Oh, go ahead.
everyone likes to paint my company into a hole, and I'm like, it's like any other place. I mean, yeah, the larger the company that you work for, you're gonna have to put up with a little bit more BS. But you know what? That's any place. That's any place where you have to do a large scope of things with a limited staff, and that's everywhere. That is no matter where you go, you're gonna have those issues. But the company that I work for, they tell you what needs to be done, and you do it. It's pretty straightforward. My company doesn't suck as much as most people think it does. I actually get better fringe benefits than most people do at jobs that they've been working at for 10, 15 years, and I've only been there about 4.5. So, I mean, I can't say a lot bad about my company, to be honest.
Is how is the electronics department arranged? Because I know by me here they actually had to arrange it in certain ways, so there's actually like dead ends in some of the aisleways, so I guess it prevents theft a little bit more, I guess.
Well, ours is a little bit different because they started remodeling certain stores about 10 years back. They're like,
The
"Oh, we want,"
superstores, right?
yeah, the superstores, and not even superstores. It was a complete remodel of most floor plans of the entire company. And to be honest, the dead ends, they actually eliminated a lot of those. If your store hasn't gotten rid of those, your store is actually behind the times. Simply because now it's more of an open floor plan. And that's like throughout the entire store. There are no dead ends in that store. No dead
Right.
ends at all.
Because it's like you'd have to go all the way around the loop, and then they have the hallway walled off, I guess, and they say it's
Yep.
supposed to. I guess it's because people were stealing stuff. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, most companies dropped that floor plan. It wasn't just us. A ton like Toys R Us dropped that floor plan because Toys R Us would actually just completely section off their electronics department. It'd be one way in
Yeah.
and one way out, and you didn't go into the outdoor, so to speak. It was no, this is in the department, this is out the department. Most places,
And that's less
drop that.
efficient, right?
I think Meyer
less-
picked that up not too long ago.
pretty much. But then again, I don't like how they have theirs set up because, I mean, maybe it's just ours. They have it sit back in a corner. I don't like that. I really don't.
Remember somebody on Tumblr posted a picture of a VHS tape in their Meyer video section. They're like, this is like 2014, and this VHS tape has been here since 1998, and nobody has bothered to move it. That tells you how few people care about this department at this store.
You got to work with the stuff that you have. We had a couple iPod cases that were from the first generation Nanos, just sitting around. I pull it out of a bin one day and I'm like, "Are we seriously still selling this?" Because I mean that model had been discontinued forever. And we're like, well, we can't really do much with it. I mean, we can't send it back because there's no one to send it back to. It has to sit until we, clearance it out for a penny.
Well, that's when
so
you buy
what
it
was
all and
the-
put it all up on eBay. Because somebody will buy it there.
Doug, have you ever had to work on a Black Friday? What was the worst Black Friday you've had to work on? Or the worst holiday period?
Honestly, I worked a couple of them, and I'm going to have to work it this year, too. I mean, I'll actually have to probably, depending on how we set up everything. Last year, they had everybody come in like the night before. I don't think they're going to do that this year. I think I'll have to be in at about 4 o'clock in the morning, since I'm a department manager. It's not going to be a party, but you know what?
Yeah.
It's not bad. I've worked on it before. I even worked at our local mall during a Black Friday during like the 4 o'clock open for that, and I think, well, number one, I think Black Friday is overrated, just simply due to the amount of people that's out there. And there's going to be some stores. The thing about it is this: some stores are going to be fine. It's going to be along the lines, but it's not going to be hectic. But you're going to start running into stores that just don't have a lot of stuff that they have in the ads. That's when people get irate. But then again, you also have to expect that. I mean, you have a company, like, say, someone's making a portable DVD player. It's going on sale for $30 on Black Friday when it's normally $100. What do you think is going to happen?
People gonna die.
I want, and then it's like, well, can you give me a comparable item for the same price? You end up working with people who end up not coming in at the 4 o'clock or the 6 o'clock sale, still wanting that item more than you have people who just want to come in and look for a deal.
Right.
It's sad. It's at that point, but it exists.
Oh, yeah.
Myself, I've worked on Black Friday pretty much every year for the past, let's see, 4, 5, 6 years, I think now. And
Well, how was the day one edition for the Xbox? How was that? Was that fun?
okay. Let me explain something to you here, there, coachies.
Oh boy.
The Xbox One in the United States, day one. Here, I'll start from the beginning. The week before, when the PS4 launched, I had line. I was prepared. We had everything, and everybody was out of the store within an hour. That was cool. Sold a ton of them, sold a ton of accessories, sold a ton of games. Got mine, got to go home, and I had the next day off. So I was like, yeah. Perfect, right? Right?
Bird.
Okay.
That next week,
Great.
same thing. I expect a long line, number one. Number two, I have everything set up like normal because I've pretty much been the events guy for my department for the past couple of years. Pretty much when I joined the company and I got to electronics, I was like, I want to do the events because no one else wanted to. No one wanted to put in the effort. Me, I'm all about the effort because the more you do events, the more people are going to shop because it's an event store. You show up, stuff's going down. You can get your copy at midnight, or you can get whatever you're doing at X amount of time, whatever. And then you also get to shop if you're there. Tournaments like Madden and stuff like that. You have a tournament and you win. You get a copy of the game, and then those who lose still buy the game. So it's a win-win, right? The Xbox
Sounds
One.
like it.
The Xbox One. Oh my god. I was set, ready to go. Midnight hit. I was out by 12 after. We were done. I had 2 people in line, and I had like 37 Xbox One sitting on standby, and I'm like, wow. I sold my last day 1 edition of the Xbox One early February. Dead serious.
Well,
Yeah.
you have
So
any
when
comments
everyone's like-
about that, Ben?
Comments, Benjamin?
Sorry, my cat's falling asleep and weighing my hands down.
Uh,
She goes through a number of modes. I want to climb on everything. Okay, I go sleep now. So, but yeah, I don't have a new console. I don't. If I were to get one, it would be a PS4. But there aren't any games I really want. So
Yeah, that was my experience first 2 days. The first day of each.
but I do have an Ouya.
well,
Oh, you poor soul.
oh, and
Well,
oh yeah,
it's-
oh no, yeah.
Well, the thing is, it's as a console, it has emulators. It's actually a good piece of hardware. The problem is that there's nothing specifically for it. It's like, well, you can load Android stuff on it. Well, yeah, I could load Android stuff on anything. Is there any? It's I don't know.
That's the biggest problem with the Ouya. It's not specific. It's not. Everyone's like, oh, well, it's geared toward gamers who are Android fans. Well, guess what? They already own
Phones.
Android
It's-
phones and Android tablets. There's no market need for a console.
I mean, really, it's a little clunky too. The interface is like they've got that strip of a touchpad in the middle of the controller, and it's like it's useful when you don't want to fiddle with the buttons, but it's like most interfaces are not designed for that. So it's like, oh hey, I'll just touch the middle of my controller. I don't know. It's nice. I'd really like some developer to make something that it's like this must be on this console. I got it for a media center, so for XBMC, which
Yeah.
is now being called Kodi. Have you guys seen that?
I haven't heard about that, but sounds interesting.
Xbox Media Center. Well, it was Xbox Media Center, and then they changed it to XBMC, and now they're changing it to Kodi. Because they're like the name doesn't even fit anymore. They're just why.
As in Cody Banks in that Kid Spy movie or whatever.
What, the Frankie Muniz movie?
Yeah.
Isn't he like a race car driver now?
No.
Could be. I think so. I don't
That's
know.
what I heard. He was like a drag strip driver or something. He gave up acting, or I don't know. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
But, well, Doug, well, how was the PlayStation then? You said that's your experience with the 360. The PS4 was pretty much the same craziness the first day, or?
It wasn't insane craziness. It was more supply and demand. I was sold out first day. Xbox, I wasn't. But then again, I knew it was going to happen. I was just prepping myself just in case there happened to be a rush I didn't anticipate. I like to cover all my bases. You know, if we're going to be busy, I want to be prepared to be busy. Even if I'm not busy, I have that to fall back on just in case.
Yeah.
I wasn't busy for the Xbox release. I just wasn't. It was just I think I had like 5 people in line, and that was it. I mean, that everyone says, well, the Xbox is coming back. Well, they gotta do more. I mean, when you are getting hit over the head with, like, the past quarter, it was like 3-1 or 4-1 console sales, and then in Japan when it tanked day one. No, not even day one. It was like the first 4 days of sales was like under 25,000, and the PlayStation 4 hit like 60,000. And not to mention you're launching The launch was just botched. Everything was botched with the Xbox One.
Well, I imagine Xbox they're trying to catch up with the holiday season. What with the you don't have to have a Connect now, and it's knocking the price down. But there's still no exclusive games that are really selling anybody. There's no reason to
Yeah.
have to have an Xbox One right now.
Well,
Yay?
I think there is. I mean, of course, I'm not an Xbox guy, but if you like Xbox as a standard and you like Xbox Live, everything that I have on the PS4 in general, like Madden, UFC, and Diablo, you can get on the Xbox One, and you can have a better user experience than having just a 360.
Well, yeah, but like I said, there's no exclusivity reason, and it's still nicer, the stats on the PS4 of things you can get that you don't have to fuss with. That whole daily connectivity thing, all the other problems that they had with
That's
used
not,
games.
and yeah, they rectified that.
Well, they
Some
kind of
say
had
too
to.
late. Yeah, they had to. It
I,
was
I
not
don't
a
know if it's
choice.
ultimately too late, but it's too late for the first quarter sales. Too late for. We'll see.
Definitely.
We'll see come holiday season if they pull themselves out of it. I don't
Yeah.
know.
PlayStation's still going to hammer them.
Was there any notable sales figures with that Destiny game?
It did like 300, like 30 something million first week, but it's still, and
Did you guys
it's
run
going to
out of
drop
stock?
off. No, no.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't want the Peter Dinklage bot talking to you?
Here's the thing about Destiny, and I've been saying this to people at work. It's going to have great first couple week sales, and then it's going to bomb. The gameplay is not innovative, from what I hear. The missions are repetitive. Everything about it screams we took it from somebody else. Everything about it. And it's a hard pill to swallow for a lot of people to admit that, but eventually it's going to get to that point. People are tired of buying the same game. It's just not. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of hype around Destiny. I think people automatically bought it because it's Bungie. It's going to be a better experience than most. But when it comes right down to it, when you start looking at people's experiences on the game, the basic rating on Metacritic right now is between 6 and 7 out of 10. That's not acceptable for a first-person shooter.
Since it's from Bungie, is it just like another Halo game then? Is that what you're sort of saying?
It's Halo. I call it Halo Plus, simply because it's kind of what it is. It has your basic Halo style options for gameplay with these extra added accoutrements onto it. But so many people have said that the accoutrements don't add up into a consistently well played game. It's so repetitive. The environments are repetitive. The enemies that you face are repetitive. It ends up being like, well, just Halo Plus. It's just the best way I can explain it.
So it's no Penn and Teller's Desert Bus, is what you're saying.
I would rather you not bring up Penn and Teller's Desert Bus.
Why?
Because the angry video game nerd already played that game, and I couldn't take more than 5 minutes of that.
Oh, come on.
I never even heard of it.
It's
No,
Penn and Teller,
don't. No,
it's a Penn and
no.
Teller video game where you drive a bus from Las Vegas to where is it now? It's like a 6-hour drive.
It's like Los Angeles or something like
Los
that.
Angeles, and then you drive there, and then you drive it back. And that is all you do in the game. And you can't just leave your controller with a clamp on it because it'll swerve off the road. So you have to actually manually drive it.
Huh.
There are organizations that
Well-
play it for charity, apparently.
And what is it?
I guess,
I'm gonna have to steal a
pun
quote from
intended, where's the magic in that?
I'm gonna have to steal a couple lines from the Angry Video Game Nerd. So, parents, cover your children's ears. In
Oh,
3,
boy.
2, 1.
Yeah,
Playing
be
that
responsible.
game is a shitload of fuck. It's a fuckload of shit. Seriously, 6 hours of just driving, and it's not even good driving either. You're gonna sit there and tell me that is an acceptable game on any system? Like, I could sit there, I could play Pong for 6 hours and get a better experience out of that. And maybe that's the actual point of you sitting there having to sit there and hit left and hit left and hit left and hit left every 2 seconds for the
Left, left,
simple
left. To the left.
left for 6 hours. 6 hours. You know what I could do in 6 hours? I
Jerk
can
off
sit
a bunch
here,
of times.
drive to Columbus, go see the Buckeyes play, probably get drunk at a local bar, have somebody drive me back just in time to watch you just go ahead, turn around, and then start the next 6 hours to come back. That is 12 hours of meaningless, pointless gameplay. That's like trying to get to first base with a nun, okay?
They make
Huh.
movies about that.
Yeah.
What about that dating simulator where you try and date a pigeon?
Wow, what depths of the internet have you been to?
I've seen it's been a popular Let's Play. There's actually, I think, a sequel to it now.
Popular Let's Play. How is that a popular Let's Play?
Well, I mean, it's not as popular as Goat Simulator, obviously, but still, it was
Goat Simulator. Yes.
meh. Well, in Goat Simulator, you could become a devil goat. So
Creeper goat.
no, a devil goat with you got the horns and all the other ones, and it's all heavy metal.
Hold on, I'm actually putting on my Facebook that playing Desert Bus is like trying to get to first base with a nun.
So you played the game and it damns you to hell? Is that what?
Oh,
I have no reference point,
So-
but still.
Okay.
what's
Terrible.
so Doug? So
Ian,
you really do like working at the electronics department, huh? Have you ever thought about working at like a Best Buy or a Micro Center or something? Because then that's like a bigger area, you know.
Well,
More stuff
I've
to
worked.
do.
I've worked for FYE in the past. It's
FYE?
a small store, you know, and I was a shift manager there, basically, with the equivalent of a shift manager. And being on a company like that, whether it be a smaller company that deals exclusively in XYZ or working for a larger department store, it's a lot of it is same policy and procedure. I mean, yeah, if I was to go to work for like a Circuit City or a Best Buy or a Micro Center or blah blah blah, blah coconuts or whatever,
put the lime in the coconut.
put the lime in the coconut.
Radio Shack.
You know, Radio Shack, it's same basis, but also the same goal.
Yes.
Simply because it really is the same job. It really is. Don't let anyone ever tell you that working for X company is not the same as working for X company. No, even if it's a different genre altogether, even if you're going from working in the retail, sector to going to a manufacturing sector, it's all same goal, different steps.
To get
Same
the check
goal.
at the end of the week.
Yeah. Well, it's not even that to me. I mean, yeah, the check is nice, obviously. You work to get a check. But for me, for my area, I have a goal. It's the goal of 100% compliance, 100% quality of just quality in general. It's quality of service to the customers, quality of stock into the floor, it's quality of doing anything in that department that I ask, and of anybody else for that matter. Because I mean, we're coming up at that time of year, which of course holidays for Black Friday. It could be once Black Friday comes, I'm not even working electronics. I could be up front running register for half my day. I could be doing offloads for layaways. I could be doing. It's true. I could be doing anything.
Well,
It's
I would
that.
argue though that working for like a geek squad and like in the computer departments, it takes a little bit more skill than you have to know what you're talking about a little bit more than just like selling a flat screen or something.
Well, the thing about it is when you work in that electronics media game, or just media, or as a general point, whether you work at the company I work at or whether you work for a Best Buy, people are going to come in and treat you the same as if you went to Best Buy. You may as well be the Geek Squad, truth be told. Because number one, you go to the Geek Squad's going to charge you, number one. Me, to get advice from me, is free. Of course, I'm not going to be the one actually going and programming your stuff. Yeah, you need skill to do that, and you need certifications and all that. But when you have someone who's coming in who just needs general information on antivirus, or they don't know what type of computer to buy, they want to know what the difference is between Windows 8 and 8.1, or they need to come in because they need to do a special order. It's not. It's the best way to put it. It's not the skill of the position. It's the position of skill.
It's not the size of the boat, it's the motion of the ocean.
No, not even that.
Oh, okay.
Well, was there any kind of skill preferences or requirements at all in the application for an electronics department in a Walmart?
No.
Yeah.
No.
What?
Here's
what kind of
how
training
I got.
put you through?
Yeah. Here's how I got to
What to
electronics.
talk about?
When I was hired in to my company, which might as well put out there as Walmart. When I was hired in at Walmart, I was hired in. Number one, I was just happy to have a job. I had been unemployed for about a month. I was just like, I need to have a job. I don't care where it's at. That's the way I am. A job is a job, and you put forth your effort to do what you do at your job. Even if it's doing this all day, pushing a button,
Get a job.
The George Jetson job.
anything. I came in, and they're like, well, what would you be comfortable doing? I said, it ain't about comfort. It's about where you need me. Wherever you want me to be, I'm there. It's the way I am now. When I came
Whatever
in,
you want, you got it.
okay, Roy. When I came in,
Pretty
it's
woman.
like, where do you have an opening? They're like, well, Lawn and Garden. Me, at that time, I knew nothing about. I knew shiz about shiz working in Lawn and Garden. Not the guy. Never have been the guy. I've probably forgotten most of what I've learned out there from being the guy. I was basically the summer muscle. I'd toss, bags of, sod, potting soil, manure, whatever it was. I loaded up. I learned how to drive tow motors through that. I already had a tow motors license beforehand. So it was basically, I was muscle, and then I learned. I asked questions. Wanted to learn about the department because I was under the assumption that as long as they needed me there, I was there. And the summer came along, my boss walks up to me and says, so, your position is going to be eliminated for the season. I'm like, oh crap, they're going to lay me off. That's first thought in my head. I'm like, oh, I'm screwed. Second thought was like, okay, well, what next? She's like, well, we have a position in electronics open. I looked at this lady and I said, you do realize what you're doing, right? She's like, what? I said, it's like putting an addict right in the middle of his addiction, because I'm a tech guy. I've always been interested in computers and cell phones and gaming systems and anything tech related I was always into. She's like, yeah, we realize that you talk about it a lot. That's why we want you there. So I was like, you want me there? I'm there. So that was it. So, and then that came in over time. Other opportunities presented themselves over that period of time too. I spent about 6 months away from electronics as a interim department manager over a couple other departments, mostly because I wanted the opportunity, and that I'm not sure. I'm not really sure why they put me in as an interim at first. Mostly to see if I would hang, I guess, because a couple ladies went on maternity leave, and it was over ladies' infants, and then it was over ladies' accessories. So like I'm sitting there, I spend 6 weeks ordering diapers and formula and baby toys and little girls' clothes. That ends. I shift over to accessories, and now I'm ordering purses and bras and panties and sleepwear. So that's
Nice.
where the experience came in as well to become a department manager. That was a building block. That was me getting my head in the ground and learning something totally new. And then it also serves me now because I know what the expectations are. I know what the workload is. So now I can be able to work the electronics the same style. I know what to do.
Right. Well, I can respect that. I mean, you're you're sort of saying you're the type of guy that if somebody needs you to clean the floor, you'll get down there with the toothbrush, huh?
What I'm saying is I've never been one to say that's below me. Because truth be told, no matter what you're doing, nothing should ever be below you. Well, I'm too good for that. They don't pay me enough for that, or I get paid too much to do that. Nothing that you do, because I tell you what, you could be CEO of a company, and honestly, it actually holds precedence right now because of what's going on with a bunch of football players and stuff, the choices that they've made. You could be making millions of dollars a year. You screw up once, you're done. Ask Ray Rice what it's like to make $0.00 right now.
Well, to be fair, beating your wife isn't a screw up once kind of thing. If you're kind of doing that, it's like I don't think it's just like, hey, I just happen to just feel like punching my woman out. I mean, that's just it just happens to everybody, right?
That's also a totally different situation. In the circumstances, his first major screw up was getting drunk. You do stupid stuff when you're drunk. Some people do. And then you got to pay the price for doing your stupid act while you're doing your other stupid act. But, you can sit there and be, well, Roger Goodell, as a matter of fact, like he's in hiding right now basically because of his screw up. And it trickles down, it trickles down from making millions of dollars a year, screwing up once, down to, popping X amount of dollars that I make a year now. It is never above anybody to do something at all. It's never above a person to do a job if it helps your family, it helps out your situation. Never been the type of guy to say, I don't feel, I don't wanna, Yeah, you may not want to, but you know what? You got to do what's right for your family. That's the way I've always seen it.
So you're saying generally to whatever you're working at, whatever your job is, you should take pride in it.
Absolutely. Good. And You have to have number one. You have to have enthusiasm for what you do, even if it's for something that you don't want to do.
That's why
What do
Coming
you
to
say about
America
that,
is one of
man?
my favorite movies, man. Because, he's a prince and he goes to work at McDowell's and he's mopping floors and he has that huge smile on his face because he's doing his job. Yeah.
And that's the thing too. I'm a positive guy, and Ben can attest to this. I used to be not a very positive person. Now I am. I made that choice to be a positive person because you have a smile on your face and you're doing things the way they should be done. Good things will follow. No, you have a positive outlook. That positive outlook will stretch a lot further than walking in with a frown and being pissed all the time. You know,
Well,
nobody wants to
also
work
like,
with someone who's angry all the time. It's not worth it.
well, that's true, but you also have a fire under your feet, so to speak, because you got a family and stuff. So it's like you don't even really have a choice, you know.
I know people who have that choice and choose to be negative. There's nothing to be gained by pissing yourself off when you wake up. It's like what Cat Williams used to say. Why you waking up angry? You gang banking on bacon? What's the reason? What is the reason to wake up every morning and go, oh, man, I hate this. Man, screw this. I don't want to go to work, man. Man, forget this. There is no possibility, at least in my viewpoint, that anybody would happen to have to be so negative in your life to the point of someone says something wrong to you and you want to punch them out, and then
Yeah.
your day's ruined before your day gets started. Every day that you have, no matter what you're doing, whether it's a day off or it's a day that you really don't want to have to go into work, whether it's Black Friday, doesn't matter. Every person deserves to have that chance at a positive day. And every day that you
well-
cheat someone else out of that, you're cheating yourself.
Yeah. But I mean, unfortunately for some people, I mean, depression can be an illness and it can make you feel it's illogical, a lot of thoughts that you have when you have depression, so it can be uncontrollable if you don't have help.
Well, and I've known people who've been depressed as well. And even the people who are depressed and are like clinically depressed, you tell them to have a better outlook. That's part of what kind of your treatment is in a lot of cases, is find one good thing in your day. When you start finding one good thing in your day, that one good thing will affect a second thing. And then that 2 will affect 4. 4 will go to 8. 8 will go to 16. And then you start having a little bit of a different outlook, a little bit of a different perspective. And that's one thing that I have always been a big fan of, is perspective. When you're in a position where things are looking pretty bleak, I've always had the thought process, well, ever since I did start making a lot of different choices in my life when I was younger, is that every time you have like a fork in the road, you can go one of two ways. You can either build on your experience, or you can suffer due to your experience. That's even when good things happen. When good things happen, that is even more of a pivotal point than when the bad things happen. Because when the good things happen and you decide to go to a negative side, that's when you're really starting to go down the wrong path. That's the honest truth. The positive side and the negative side is a daily struggle, even with the people who plaster on the smile all the time. Because now you have to upkeep that. I view every day as a challenge. If I walk in,
Yeah.
I'm like, well, here we go, round 1. Lunch is over, round 2.
Yeah. Well, for me, For me, usually it's like if I get out of bed wrong way, get out of bed the wrong side of the get out, out of the wrong side of the bed, it's sometimes it can affect my day, but generally I try to stay positive myself too.
And even your
Yes, if I-
negativity can
I'm
be funneled
tired.
too.
If I get up on the wrong side of the bed, I get up into a wall. So, bam! Oh, damn! Hit a wall. Oh, hit the wall. Okay, not a good day. Let's try this again.
Well, have you gone to work without like any sleep or very little sleep?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I used to
You're
I used
able
to
to-
live on Monster. I used to live on stuff like that. I used to like there were times where it would be I'd be up all night doing X activity and then
Doing
get
X?
like maybe and like an hour's worth of sleep, maybe two. Mostly because I didn't care at the time. When I was younger, it was
And you're
not.
able to function 100% and be happy and everything.
Back then, no. Back then, it was more of a burden to try to be positive. Ben's just like, I'm done.
Right.
I am so leaving you guys.
Had to get somebody who was causing mischief and trouble.
Ha!
Yeah.
Bad kid.
You guys
So you-
laughed. She was
you
building a
still-
nuclear reactor as we were talking. I said, no, put that uranium down. Put the yellow
No.
cake down. No, I won't.
No more uranium Q-32.
Oh, the uranium Q-36 explosive space modulator.
You put that down
It's
right
like
now,
I want-
kitty.
I think the kitty wants a Monster energy drink. It wants some. It wants to live off of what other people have died from.
No. Actually, as I was listening to you guys, I was just thinking, I wants chicken, I wants liver. Please meow, mix, please deliver. Mew, 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 mew.
Wow.
I don't know why I was going into the Bill Cosby head, Bob, but there you go. You gonna behave? As long as I'm looking, you say? Okay. Well, I guess I could take that if that's the only option. She leaves like Wile E. Coyote dust in a little dust of things, like little dust of fur just everywhere.
Fur pile. Was your cat?
No,
having
that's a
fur
different
pile
thing, Ian. That's a thing that
Yeah, I know
goes
it
at
is.
different conventions that we don't talk about.
You don't
Not
talk
if we
about
ever
fur
want to
piles,
sleep.
huh?
If we ever want to sleep again, we'll never talk about these things.
Oh, jeez.
They never happened.
A furry.
Alrighty, so it is about 10:15. This damn thing's gone on quite a long time.
Well, we three
Yes, it
amigos can carry on a long conversation of nothing.
Yeah, I remember that one time we hit like 4.5 hours. It's like,
Well,
whoa!
well, once you hit the 4-hour mark, the hangout stops. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
we got
It
close
was
to that one time.
close
We were
to
at like
4 hours,
350. Yeah.
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 Alright, so I'm actually going to go ahead and kick it here.
Kick it.
Okay. Well, what did you say about your friend, that Gambit guy or whatever?
Yeah, he's normally with us on Thursdays
Oh, okay.
on
That'll be
my
tomorrow.
other channel. See right here, you're
do
hanging
you
out
guys
on
do?
the Aphrodite's Crush hangout. I've got my other one, which is the one that I had to make because, YouTube.
You believe this nonsense?
Jeez.
I'm just gonna have to whoop her. That's all there is to it.
So, yeah, he'll be with us probably
Well, I'll go-
tomorrow. Probably, I'm not sure exactly what's going to be going on tomorrow, but we're going to bounce back up on Thursdays again soon.
Well, if you want, I'd be happy to go on there if you would have me.
I'm happy to have anybody.
Even the
So.
kitty.
We'll
She wants
wanna
to hang out.
make some more racist jokes with your friend there. That was a pretty fun time.
And
She'll start a YouTube account and everything.
okay, there was an episode that we shot last year and the first 20 minutes is probably the most offensive 20 minutes that you will ever experience anywhere. Because I swear to you, man, the other guy that I used to have on, his name was Amazar, and oh my goodness, dude, it was nothing but because, like, Gambit's black and Amazar's black, and I'm the only white guy at that time. Which, we don't care. We don't care. We never cared. It was more about the content. And it really is to us. It's about the content than anything else. And I swear to you, I've never heard. I'm dead serious. I have never heard more black jokes out of two black dudes in a short amount of time, and then also tossing in, other race jokes. And I'm just sitting there like, damn, guys, I'm not sure if I could put this on. And it just kept going and going. And then, like, the 5 minutes turned into 10 minutes, and 10 minutes turned into 15. I think it was around the 20-minute mark where I'm like, okay, we're going to have to stop and restart the show because we'll get thrown off everything for this. Like, I think YouTube would have saw the video and would have been like, hell no. It was that bad. Yeah, it was.
Didn't John DiMaggio have a show where he and a bunch of black guys play the guys going, "Can you believe what's up with this? That's some bull honky."
It was.
I don't know.
I have a hood pass. It's issued. It just needs to be laminated. But I have a hood pass. But man, like some of those, there's a lot of times where I'm surprised that we didn't get kicked off for some of the content that we did. Just simply due to the fact of you got, Gambit and Amazon are actually mixed. No, I think they both have white mothers. And, like, you got one calling the other a African, one calling the other Amaretto, and you're just like, oh my goodness. Like, there's so many black slurs being tossed around. Amaretto?
I thought it was mulatto.
Well, it was calling the other guy Amaretto because the black on the outside, white on the inside. You kind of understand what I'm getting at? And these two are going just back and forth on that. And there's one episode where I just stopped and both like, both of you shut up, I'm blacker than both of you. And then they just stop and they're like, yeah, you're kind of right. Like,
you boys keep this up, I'm going to take my belt off. We'll see.
What do you...
Okay.
I mean,
yeah, it was...
Jokes are jokes, but I mean, do you think some stereotypes do have truths in it? About, like, a lot, like, different races and stuff. I mean, even black people say that some of that is true about black people. Yeah. I've heard
every stereotype has a basis. Now, whether that stereotype's basis is listed in fact or listed in myth, it depends. But even for, it doesn't matter who it is, whether it be black people, white people, anybody, no matter what race, you can either take your stereotypes to one of two ways. Well, actually, one of three ways. You can either feed those stereotypes, which some do. Let's be honest, some do. You can either rebel against those stereotypes and do the complete opposite. Now, in both of those actions, you have to take it at a serious tone to either feed the stereotype or act against it. Then there's a third option, and that's ridicule the stereotype. You ridicule the stereotype, you have to take a completely comedic approach. When you take that completely comedic approach, that in turn pulls one of two ways. It either pulls in the way of people get what you're trying to say, they understand the message you're trying to convey, and then they agree with you on that, or they get offended by it.
Sir, I am totally offended by your stereotype that all Irishmen are the best lovers in the world. I mean, I know I might be, but that doesn't mean every one of us are.
Huh. Case in point.
I thought they were the best drinkers.
Ian, I will climb through this monitor and I will hit you with a Guinness bottle. I don't happen to have one, but I will find one.
A Guinness bottle.
So, and that's...
Don't trip on anything, Ben.
Just a wife or two.
Oh.
So,
Oh God.
That's right.
anyway, so that's what we play off on a lot on the podcast. Is we try to play the comedic line on a lot of that, simply because in the place that we live here, a lot of people go one way or the other on the first two and never even think about the third option. They don't. It does not factor into their heads 90% of the time that your stereotype is ridiculous and needs to be mocked. It's just the way that it is, unfortunately. When you go through and you try to make it comedic, you open some people's eyes to that stereotype. Sometimes it's successful, sometimes it's not. But the most important thing about that is it gets people thinking about it. And it makes people kind of realize what they're doing or what they're not doing.
This very special episode of Chatting with Doug is brought to you by Equality.
This is called Back in the Saddle. Thank you very much.
Well, yeah, but once you get to like episode 50 of Back in the Saddle, is it really Back in the Saddle or, okay, we're at a saddle. You're sitting in the saddle, it's rubbing against your groin. It's uncomfortable. You're chafing a little bit, but you're in a saddle.
No, but this is the only Back in the Saddle. So.
Getting back up on that saddle.
Yeah, it's been like 3 months
all
since I did a video,
confused.
so. It's been like 3 months since I did a video. Henceforth, Back in the Saddle. So. Back in the saddle again.
Back
on the saddle.
Or you could go like Hendrix and be like.
You guys looking forward to seeing Andre Benjamin playing Jimi Hendrix?
Should be interesting.
Yeah.
I think he could pull it off.
I've seen photos. He looks the part, but since they didn't license any Hendrix music and the family isn't very happy with what they've heard, yeah. Wow, 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 wow. I don't know. It's all about his rise to the Monterey Pop Festival, which that just reminds me of that Beatles movie about before they broke. I'm like, really? Did you see that movie?
No, I did not. But then again, I have really no interest in the Beatles.
Oh, come on.
I'm not a Beatles guy. It's just not my dig.
Just not a Beatles guy, you know.
You can't beat the Beatles.
You know, they're bigger than Jesus. Until people burn their records and tapes and
Is Jesus bigger than the Jesus Twins?
Wow. Alright, so I think it's about time to go ahead and cut it off for the night.
Okay.
It seems like a great place to stop.
Stop, drop, and roll.
Just stop it.
I'll stop you. You're being silly.
Alrighty, guys. Well, I do want to thank you all for coming on.
It's a fun time.
Ian for figuring out that he needs to get an iPhone.
I need to get an iPhone. I think I'm getting an 04, man.
And with that, we're muting Ian. Ian, let's see, where's the mute button?
You and your iPhones and place Sonys and Apples.
I still need to update to the new iOS.
Yeah, I did that today.
Somebody asked me how do I disable the keyboard thing, and I don't know. I'm like, I don't know. I haven't tried it yet, so.
It's in the settings. Real big clue.
Everything's in the settings, including the pact with the devil. But you didn't know that already, did you?
Alrighty, guys.
Alright, man.
Well, once again,
Oh, yeah.
Hawk everything, man.
I
Hawk
just want to
everything
say.
real quick.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
Just want to say, tune into
Well-
the No Rights Productions podcast at norightsproductions.com, Mondays at 6 p.m., unless a guest would like to appear on a different time, then we might appear at a different hour, but it's usually at 6. And we have a live chat at norightsproductions.com/live.
Also, I want to say to Doug, long live Nintendo.
You go to hell. You go to hell and you die.
Well, they'll probably have Nintendo there, so it'll be alright. You just keep playing that first stage of Dungeon Master, Dragon Master, whatever it was, Dragon's Lair. Yeah. Over and over again.
Alright. So, with that said, of course, everybody, come check me out here, right here, on YouTube. This wasn't meant to go this long, but you know what? You have fun. Talk Smack. Which the other place where we talk smack is going to be on the other channel, which I'm going to drop a link down in the description to my other channel. That is where the Crushcast is going to be every single week, hopefully. Every single week, maybe. Generally on Thursdays. So it's going to be pretty much just a Google Hangout on that every week. So keep an eye out on that. Sub over there. All your general stuff is going to be here. I've got stuff incoming. I have got reviews. I've got more bodybuilding crap. I have got just a whole crap ton of content that I have yet to shoot and upload. It's on this huge list up here that needs to go up. So check me out, of course, on Twitter at Aphrodite's Crush, Facebook, Aphrodite's Crush Entertainment. That's the two places where you're going to find most of the information on everything. So once again, I want to thank Ben and Ian, and we're staring at Ben's stomach on the live feed.
My cat is sitting in my chair. She was licking her butt. And now she's still in my chair.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, Ben, what
Yes?
you gonna do with that big fat gut? Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle.
Well, see, the thing about it is, like, I've got the gut too, but mine's getting smaller. So,
Put the truffle shuffle away.
no. This right here, the reason why it got beast on the chest. So, but once again, thank everybody out there for watching and holding on this long. So, I will talk to you guys. I'm probably going to end up being on the podcast next week, if you guys want me. Invite me if you want me to come on, and I will layeth I smack it down in trivia again.
Okay, then.
Oh, we'll have you on, and you can try.
Yep. And you will never, ever, ever be the same again.
I'll see you in the ring, brother.
Peace out, everybody.